Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2024 and welcome to the brand new JustFlight RJ100QT. So it's the quiet trader, the obviously freighter version of the RJ1000, which we now have in Flight Sim 2024, which is very, very cool. So we can see we have a nice big cargo door there now with the pallets and everything inside. So to test out the freighter version, this is going to be my first flight with it. We're going to be operating a charter flight for Sapphire. I just use Sapphire with Beyond ATC so we can have an actual call sign. So technically we're chartering for Sapphire in this TNT livery from here at East London in South Africa. We're going up to Waterkloof Air Force Base near Pretoria, and we can see a bunch of actual Sapphires on the ramp there. Just two, which kind of makes sense. There's only 3 gates here at East London. But yeah, that's the plan for today, to take our RJ freighter up to Waterkloof. One thing I will mention is you must have hydraulic power to open the big cargo door. So if you just, that's why you'll hear the aircraft is on. It's running on the external power at the moment. I haven't powered up the APU, but you need to have it switched on and have hydraulics to actually open up the big door. Right, let's go get aboard. Oh, I can't walk up the stairs. Okay, so you'll see batteries on, external power on, and then I've got my PTU and my hydraulics on, so we can have hydraulic power. Right, weight and balance is all done. We are pretty damn heavy today, if I remember correctly. 8.5 tons of cargo in the big cargo bay, and then a ton in each of the smaller ones. And we're 50% fuel, so we're tanking fuel up to Waterkloof and back again. Right, there's our flight for today, East London to Waterkloof, Sapphire 1324. And we'll probably just ignore that VR anyway. Etbin, Octed, Standerton, Udmev, and then to the Waterkloof VR itself. Okay, we're not actually using these weights from SimBrief because I'm doing FSEconomy as well. Okay, we're expecting runway 24 here and runway 01 at Waterkloof. Right, let's do our checklists. Okay, so circuit breakers are all up here. And they're not modeled as far as I know. Radar off. Okay, we're on the GPU. Panels and pedestal, oxygen valve and pressure. So there's nothing we can test. Oh, there we go. And then the oxygen pressure I think is down here somewhere. Okay, we've tested that, that's fine. Pins and covers, aircraft log. What we can actually do then is let's get everything closed up. So everything is done loading. What I would like them to update is just for the freighter version to not have a passenger boarding section, to have a cargo loading. It's not the end of the world. I think what we will do as well is get the APU started. That taxied out very quietly. Okay, Okay, we'll give the APU some time to fire up. Let's go back to our checklist. Parking brake should be set. And it is. Fuel quantity is done. Altimeter is we are QNH1020. Good. Pressurization. We have no displays there. That's weird because we need to turn on a bunch of other stuff first. So I'm just going to get all of this on so we can start getting displays here. Brake fans will set to auto. Anti-skid on. Cool. We'll turn this off, and that to auto. And then we need nav lights, no smoking auto, arm the emergency lights. Those can stay as is. That's all fine as well. Okay, we're done fueling, so fuel pumps can all come on. We're on the external power, so that's fine. APU is now on, but APU generator is on. This should be on. We can now come off the external power. That's all good. Then we can arm these. Those stay off. Seatbelt signs we can put on. Ice detector. And these we will leave for now. Cool. Now we can at least see this. So if we come back here, we're landing at 4,940 feet. Okay, IRS, this is a very interesting thing you have to do in the RJ. So it's down here. We pop it to align. Then we should leave it, and eventually they'll start flashing, and then we can put them to nav. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Alright, let's turn these on. Okay, so we're starting off today at East London, up to Waterkloof. Let's go grab our flight plan again. We can just go here to the summary. So let's go direct to Etvan. And then UZ20 to Octec. Okay, UZ5 to Stamberton. And then direct to Udmev. Then we'll put in Waterkloof VR, although we probably won't end up flying to that. We'll get vectors before that, I reckon. Okay, so this, you can't just like auto-populate like you can in like PMDG and stuff. We need to actually go here and see, right, we want zero fuel weight, 36.8. Okay, reserves. We actually have quite a bit of extra fuel on board. So what's our planned reserve? 2.1. Let's just say 5. 12.6 apparently. Okay, cruising today at 31,000. Right, wind is 270.30. Minus 70. Where is it? There. It is 70. Yeah. Transition altitude out of East London. Can't actually remember. So we don't actually have any departures here. We look on here. Oh, there's no stars either. 7,000, we can use that. Right, then, departure, it said 2.4, but that's probably not what we're going to get. We're probably going to get 2.9. And that's what Sapphire got as well. So we'll put that in, and then arrival 01, and we can put that in as well. It's weird, because there's RNAV arrivals there, and there's a... Oh, wait, I don't think there are VR arrivals anymore. I think it's all RNAV. Right, back to the checklists. That's done. Is this flashing now? Not yet. That's worrying. Okay, they'll give us an initial altitude, which will probably be something like 7,000. And we can't actually do any of this until we do that. Okay, we'll do that initially so we can build up some speed, and then we'll go into speed hold. And it'll be heading on departure. Okay, actually, that, so 42 tons, we're going to do flaps 18, so we can set our speed bugs for that. And since we're pretty heavy today, it'll be toga takeoff, I think we'll do. Trims are set, takeoff briefing. Okay, belts, packs, and APU air. So, APU air and packs. Fuel panel, doors, windows, slides, TCAS, TARA. Crazy. So that is there. That's wild. Right, let's call up around and get our clearance. So East London clearance is 122,650, and from there our first officer will sort it out. So 122,650. East London delivery. Good morning, Sapphire 1324. on the cargo ramp IFR to Waterkloof, ready to copy.
Safare 1324, East London delivery. Expect runway 24. Climb 6,000 feet on runway
they are giving us
centerline,
24.
then expect radar vectors at bin. Squawk 5161.
Expect runway 24, initial climb to 2,000. Correction, initial climb to 6,000. And then radar vectors to Etbin, squawk 5161, Sapphire 1324.
Safare 1324, read back correct.
Oh, it actually got the correction.
Contact Tower 118 decimal tree when ready for pushback or engine start.
118.3, Sapphire 1324, good day. Okay, we need this to be done though. Why is this not working? I always have issues with this. I think I'm doing something wrong. Oh, there we go. It seems to have worked. Cool. I definitely didn't do it correctly the first time. That nav then align then back is like the cheat to instantly align. And what does this give us? That's pretty cool. Okay, so normal takeoff. Up to 60 knots we steer, oh, above 60 knots we steer with the rudder. Positive rate, gear up. E2 plus 10. Not below 400 feet. Okay, so that's chilled. Climb profile. So below 8,000 feet, we need to stay at 250 knots. So we'll do 250 and then up to 280 until flight level 240. And we'll keep 0.66, I guess. Cool. So IRS is aligned. We can now call for push and start. Let's get the beacon lights on. And we will need to do our pushback. Tower, good morning, Sapphire 1324 on the cargo ramp, ready for push and start.
Sapphire 1324, East London Tower, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Face northeast, Sapphire 1324. Okay, so they want us to face that way, which kind of makes sense. We are here, actually. So we just want to be facing on that taxiway that takes us out there. Then I guess they're going to give us Alpha Charlie 3 and backtrack. Probably should have asked for 29. It's not the end of the world. I don't think I've ever taken off on runway 24. Okay. That's why. Can't. Okay. Why can I not? Oh, maybe I have to have the parking brake on. There we go. Right, let's try that again. Okay, while that's happening, we can start up our engines. So anti-ice should be on for this. That should be off. That's good, that's good. And then start. And brake released. Okay, that's better. Do this. Oh, I have to use the rudders. That's doing literally nothing. Okay, we will just stop it there. I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. Anyway, that's fine. We'll be able to turn from here. Not exactly facing northeast, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, we'll have to backtrack. We're going to use all of that runway. I do enjoy these old British Aerospace gauges. I mean, they had like the same ones on the Jetstream. Okay, after start, generators, brake fans we've done, hydraulics we need to do, ice protection, air conditioning, auto throttle, flaps, flight controls, and clear. Okay, flight controls are clear. Start is complete. That comes off. And then we'll turn on the APU air and the packs, and we'll stay on the APU for the takeoff. Generator 1, generator 4. Anti-ice can come off, and the heats can all come on. Okay, runway exit lights, taxi lights. Good. Ice detection is on. And then hydraulics. We need 1 and 3. Sorry, 2 and 3. And then flaps 18 for takeoff. Very nice. Taxi check. Oh, we can tick all of these. Brake fans we did. Towers FA 1324 ready for taxi.
Safari 1324, runway 24 taxi via Bravo, Alpha, Alpha 3. Hold short runway 11.
Runway 24, taxi via Bravo, Alpha 3, hold short runway 11, Safari 1324. Okay, so Alpha 3, so we hold short there, and then they'll cross us on Charlie 3, I suppose. Cool, let's go ahead and taxi out. Why we have so much cabin talking. There's no passengers. Need to tweak that in FS Realistic for this aircraft.
All aircraft be advised information Oscar now current, QNH1020.
Config check is good. And that's on, cabin secured. Safari 1324 holding short runway 11.
Safari 1324, cross runway 11 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie.
Cross runway 11 at Alpha, continue taxi via Charlie, Safari 1324. Safari 1324 holding short runway 24.
Safari 1324, East London Tower, winds variable, fly heading to 50, runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24, Safari 1324. Okay, strobes and landing lights we have on now. Wow, good turning circle on the RJ for sure. Okay, let me quickly tweak FS Realistic. So that would be cabin ambience. Right, let's make sure the heading is set correctly. Everything else is good. Okay, here we go.
Check thrust. Thrust set. Airspeed alive. Knots. Go. Rotate. Positive climb.
I don't know why the thrust dropped like that. Gears coming up.
Safran 1324. Contact East London departure 120.1.
Autopilot on.
Lights out.
120.1. Sapphire 1324. Good day. Departure, good morning, Sapphire 1324, passing 1,800 feet, climbing 6,000.
Sapphire 1324, East London departure.
Wow, it's bumpy out over the ocean.
Level 150.
Level 150, Sapphire 1324.
Sapphire 1324, turn right, heading 030. Expect further clearance in about 15 miles.
Right, heading 030, Sapphire 1324. Why won't it speed up? That's better. Get the flaps up. It is very windy. Okay, we cleared up to 150. So let's set this to standard. Let's go level change now and see. It should keep us at 250 knots. So we'll go 280 knots to 0.66 and then we'll maintain 0.66. Right, that's better. We're climbing at 250 now. Right, heading 085, Sapphire 1324. Okay, engine air coming on. APU air off and APU itself off. We don't need these anymore.
Sapphire 1324, turn left, heading 025.
Left heading 025, Sapphire 1324. Should give us direct to that first waypoint now. Not a fun day to be flying with this wind. We're just flying cargo. Feel sorry for any of those Sapphire flights coming into East London.
1324, clear direct admin. Resume all navigation.
Direct Edwin, Sapphire 1324. Right, 8,000 feet past. Weather at Waterkloof, a nice 18 degrees. Wind 9 degrees at 11 knots. QNH 1026. Few clouds at 4,000. Few clouds at 11.5. Okay, we're coming up to 10,000 feet. Landing lights off. So we can then go up to 280. We'll 0.47. When we get to 0.66, we'll maintain that all the way up to our cruise of 31,000. Okay, engine air, APU, packs. APU, lights, flaps, gear, climb, altimeters. The air seems to be settling down a bit at least.
Sapphire 1324, contact Cape Town, control east 124.7.
124.7, Sapphire 1324, good day. Cape Town Control, good morning. Sapphire 1324, flight level 126, climbing flight level 150. So that's Wriggleswade over there, so that means that's Stutterheim here.
Sapphire 1324, Cape Town Control East, identified. Climb to flight level 310.
Climb to flight level 310, Sapphire 1324. It's just weird. They have no King Williamstown, Queenstown, Stutterheim, but they've got Deutschland. And Komani. Right into a little bit of cloud here. So we do have ice warning, but that should go away shortly once we get above these clouds. It's like 2 or 3 degrees outside. If we can see the wings from here, we can. Icing that I can see. Right, so we're heading up over Lesotho and up to Pretoria. Waterkloof is about there. It's just south of Pretoria. Okay, we're at 280 now and 0.56, so looking for 0.66. And on Waterkloof side, we're expecting runway 01, which gives us pretty much straight in. Air traffic control will just have to sequence us around the aircraft going in and out of our Tambo. What if you can change the range on this TCAS? What does this do? Oh, it's our minimums. There must be a way. Put this away. There you go. That you can click on this. ice warning is gone now, as to be expected. The outside air temperature has gone up like 3 or 4 degrees, which is strange. Okay, coming up to 0.6 and 19,000 feet. There's 20,000, 0.61. Weird because it's got top of climb over there, but the banana says we're only going to reach it way back there. Okay, coming up to 0.64 now. Okay, 0.65, 23,000 feet. Right, so our climb rate is below 1,000, so we can go to max. Just bump up the climb speed a bit. Okay, there's 0.66. So we will maintain that. Okay, well, I think from here, we're just going to cruise on up to 31,000 feet and then continue for about an hour or so. And then I'll join you again when we prep for our descent into Waterkloof. Okay, so we're about 90 miles out. We've just been told to expect vectors. Oh, there we go. Expect radar vectors for runway 01, Sapphire 1324. So they'll probably give us our descent shortly as well.
Link 101 Charlie. Contact Johannesburg approach 125.8. Contact Johannesburg approach 125.8. Link 101 Charlie. Sapphire 483. Contact Johannesburg control east 119.
Yeah, more Sapphires out there.
Johannesburg Control East 119.9er, Sapphire 483. Johannesburg Control West, link 708 Charlie. Good day, flight level 312.
Link 708 Charlie, Johannesburg Control West, radar contact. Continue climb to flight level 330.
Continue climb to flight level 330, link 708 Charlie.
Sapphire 201, Johannesburg Control West. Expect Nibber 1 Bravo, runway 03 right. Expect Nibber 1 Bravo, runway 03 right, Sapphire 201.
So I was reading up, this range is supposed to be tied to this, but it definitely isn't.
Johannesburg approach 125.8.
Yeah, that's on top of descent.
Contact Johannesburg approach 125.8.
So we can call ready to descend shortly if we can get a word in here.
Sapphire 1324, radar vectors, runway
Oh, there we go, that's
01.
us.
Report ready for descent.
Radar vectors for runway 01, and we are ready for descent now, so for 1324. just had to sneeze there.
Waterkloof Air Base Airport landing runway 01.
Landing runway 01, Sapphire 1324. I don't know why it tells you that so many times. Okay, QNH at Waterkloof 1027, 19 degrees, winds 15 at 11, so pretty windy. Few clouds at 4,000, few clouds at 11.5. Okay, 290 knots, and then obviously 250 below 10,000.
Globe 214 Victor, Avro 1 Alpha, runway 03 right. Report ready for descent.
Okay, arrival charts, altimeter, fuel is good. We're a little low on fuel
runway
actually.
03 right, ready for descent. Globe 214 Victor.
Ah, but still enough.
Globe 214
Landing weight,
Victor,
speed bugs.
Descent to flight level 200. Descent to flight level 200. Globe 214 Victor. Link 797 November. Contact
We need to descend, man.
Control 126.1. Have a good day.
We'll go into the apron here.
Center on 126.1. Link 797 November. Fare 201, Nibber 1 Bravo, runway 03 right. Report ready for descent. Nibber 1 Bravo, runway 03 right, ready for descent. Fare 201. Fare 201.
See, Sapphire 201 gets a descent.
Descent to flight level 210, Fare 201. Fare 1324. Contact Waterkloof approach 134.4.
134.4, Sapphire 1324. Good day. Waterkloof approach, good morning, Sapphire 1324, flight level 310.
Sapphire 1324, Waterkloof approach. QNH1026, expect a visual approach runway 01.
QNH 1026 and visual approach runway 01, Sapphire 1324. Okay, so they're giving us a visual approach, which we expected.
Sapphire 1324, descend to 8,000 feet.
Hey, here we go.
QNH 1026.
Descend to 8,000 feet, QNH 1026, Sapphire 1324. Why are we accelerating? we'll do 0.7 and then 280 when that comes up. Alright, I guess we can set 1026 now already because we're cleared down to an altitude. So Active Sky is reporting 1027, but Beyond ATC is saying 1026. Should probably go with Active Sky because that'll actually be the accurate one because it's injecting the actual weather into the sim. Now, this vector is going to be interesting because so Waterkloof airbase is like here, but Umdev is out here, so we're not going to be able to do that straight in. They're going to have to vector us. We're going to have to turn left and then line up with the runway here. But it does kind of make sense that we went out this way to stay away from our Tambo, which is here somewhere. We're not going to hear any of that radio chatter anymore because we're over to Waterkloof approach, and we're most likely going to be the only aircraft going into Waterkloof. Fuel wheel alright. Landing weight 39 tons. We can set the speed bug, so we'll do flaps 30 landing. So VREF of 126. Temperature is 19. Okay, so we'll come in at 131 knots. So that's VRF plus 5. we're still following our routing. They haven't given us any actual vectors yet. But I'm expecting them to give us some sort of left-hand turn. Like there somewhere. That was close.
Expect further clearance in about 21 miles.
Turn left heading 255, Sapphire 1324. Okay, 15,000 feet. Interesting that they brought us in on this side. I don't know what runway that is down there. But they brought us in on this side of Pretoria because here, our Tambo is over here, so we're now interfering with their approaches. If we'd come from the other side, we wouldn't have interfered with anyone. Replay Nature Reserve over here. There's the dam, there's the reserve. All of this is part of the reserve there. Okay, 10,000 feet coming up. Let's slow down. And we'll get the landing lights on as well.
Surveyor 1324, turn left, heading 200.
Left heading 200, Sapphire 1324. Right, heading 245, Sapphire 1324. Okay, 1,000 feet to go. 1.6 tons of fuel. Right heading 310, Sapphire 1324.
Sapphire 1324, turn right, heading 310, descend to 7,000 feet.
Right heading 310, descend to 7,000, Sapphire 1324.
Is at your 2 o'clock 12 miles. Report the field in sight.
I don't see it. Looking for the field, Sapphire 1324.
Sapphire 1324. Descend to 5,900 feet.
Descend to 5,900, Sapphire 1324. Need to turn.
Sapphire 1324. Turn right.
There it is, there. We've gone straight past it. Right heading 010, Sapphire 1324. These vectors were shocking.
Sapphire 1324. Turn right. Heading 010.
Right heading 010, Sapphire 1324. There's the runway there. Sapphire 1324, field in sight.
Sapphire 1324. Cleared visual approach runway 01.
Clear for the visual runway 01, Sapphire 1324.
Gear down.
How do I stop this now?
Sapphire 1324. Contact Waterkloof Tower 124.1.
Speed checked. Flaps 24.
124.1, Sapphire 1324. Wow, those vectors were shocking. Waterkloof Tower, good morning, Sapphire 1324, runway 01.
Sapphire 1324. Waterkloof Tower. Wind variable. Runway 01 cleared to land.
Okay, flaps are set. Clear to land, runway 01, Sapphire 1324. Okay, there we go. There's the puppy.
1,000. $500.
Yeah, it is nice and windy.
Minimums. 100.
Air brakes out.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ground idle. Spoilers, yellow and green. Brake pressure checked. $60 knots.
Yeah, I'm not going to make that taxiway.
Sapphire 1324. Exit left at Delta.
Left on Delta, Sapphire 1324. Wow, that got intense at the end there because those vectors, by the time she told me to look for the airport, we'd already gone past it. Okay, let's get the air brakes and flaps. Yeah, runway turn-off lights. The sky's starting to look a little dark, actually. Yeah, this is Delta here. Okay, strobe lights off. Landing lights off, and we can actually set them to taxi.
Safir 1324, contact ground 121.85, bye-bye.
121.85, Safir 1324. And taxi to assigned cargo ramp, Safir 1324. Good morning.
Safir 1324, ramp 43 taxi via Delta.
Ramp 43, taxi via Delta, Safir 1324. I don't actually know where that is, we're just going to park on this ramp here. Because this is where we're supposed to be going. And there's no charts to tell me the actual numbering of the ramps. Right, there we are safely at Waterkloof. So let's do generators. That's off. These can all come off. This can come off. That's fine. That's good. These must come off. Our brake's actually fairly hot. Okay, parking brake. Slide. Oh, I probably should have opened the cargo door before I shut down the hydraulics. Fuel pumps. I'm going to shut down the APU as well. That's all already off. Cool, and then we can come up here and turn these off. 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 Those are off. That's on auto. Beacons off. Off there. Off there. That's fine. That's good. That goes to off. That goes to off. These are off. That's off. And then here. Off. And then lastly, batteries. There we are. First flight in the Avro RJ100QT version, the freighter version. And I'd say everything went pretty well on that flight, besides for the dodgy vectors to final, but we made it work. And we arrived safely, decent landing, and overall an enjoyable flight. Again, I don't know, I've always really enjoyed the British Aerospace aircraft. There's something about them. The Jetstream 41 from PMDG was my very first ever like high fidelity payware aircraft that I bought all the way back for FSX, and ever since then I've really enjoyed something about the design of the British Aerospace aircraft. So very cool that we still have that. I wish PMDG would bring the Jetstream to flights in 2024. That would be awesome, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Anyway, that's enough rambling. It's going to bring us to the end of today's video. As always, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do down below, and hopefully I see you in the next one.